Welcome back to the Howard Keating Show. My name is Howard Keating, and I'm having a ball here at the XM annual event. That's Export Import Bank. They had over 1,300 people here. That we're continuing to go on. We're digging deep. We're trying to come back with some money and opportunities for small businesses so they can go global. And that's the name of the game today, is Let's Go Global. And I'm fortunate enough to be sitting right now with Li Song. He is the Senior Director of SVB Financial Group out of Santa Clara, California. And this man knows about how to go global. And he's done a lot of great work with XM Bank. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Howard.
Well, tell us, you're out there, and we know that you got the great weather, okay?
Yeah.
Sitting in California, but it's exciting times when you see all this stuff starting to mature, and Americans are starting to mature and say, boy, there's a big world out there.
Absolutely, yeah.
And let's go global.
Absolutely, yeah. That's certainly our observation, too. Two things. Number one is the U.S. economy domestically is still relatively recovering, so it's relatively weak. So more and more companies, especially the clientele we serve, realize that global, going outside the U.S. is really the way to go.
Sure.
And overall, the U.S. economy grew probably 3% last year on an annualized basis. The export portion of it accounted for 1.4% of the 3%. Just how impressive it is. More than almost half of the growth coming from export. And in particular, we serve the technology, life science, or clean tech companies, earlier stage, but in that field. Because these companies, they're very early stage, but very high growth. Going outside the U.S. is really the way to go to explore and fuel their growth. So we're happy about that.
You're happy. You won the award today.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Congratulations. You were the Exporter of the Year.
Yes, we are.
You've done more volume, individual deals than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got to be quite proud of that.
We're very proud of that. Certainly, it's really a team effort of all our Silicon Valley Bank employees, and this is really a proud event for us. And kudos to my partners, my team, and also our customers too.
Oh yeah.
We have great customers, so we're doing great.
Yeah, well, you're helping them grow. It's not like I'm going to a bank or going to a finance company just to get a loan or anything else.
Yeah.
You're really involved with these small businesses and helping them.
Absolutely, yeah. I want to say, vast majority of our clients are small business by definition because they're just earlier stage but high growth potential.
Sure.
And so that's the key part of the clientele we serve. Certainly, we serve larger company too, but a good part of them are small business.
And you recognize that, I think, better than, being out in California, it's still the rock and roll state, okay? And it's about small business.
It is. Yeah.
You don't have big business like we do in Michigan, for example. We got many times more big businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So your forte is to grab these companies like the Facebooks and Microsofts and really ramp them up.
Yeah.
And you've been very successful with that. So you've got to be on the leading edge at all times, don't you?
Well, we'd like to think so, because our clients are on the leading edge of the technology. So we have to stay ahead of the curve to serve them. And then what we do is, here's our philosophy. Number one, we want to increase the odds of entrepreneurs to succeed. Whatever we can do to help them, that's our mission. Number two is we put our clients in the middle, and then we search around the country and the world to find solutions to meet their needs. That's pretty much what we do.
That's great.
Yeah.
And time is everything to a small business. So you still got the speed there in delivery?
We'd like to think so. Internally, we are a very business-oriented organization. We like to make decisions and performance-based, so it's very non-political. So that's on one thing. And the second thing is, we really are impressed with the speed of the government agencies' performance. We've seen, just in the past year or two, we see the increase of their efficiency, the feedback, the relaxation of many rules. So that really helped our clients. So U.S. small business, especially our clientele, are really the best beneficiary of what's happening.
And we heard a new initiative today that they're committing that they're going to get everything pushed out in 5 days. For that one thing, one program.
We're going to hold them accountable to that.
Is that great though?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Because it is about speed.
Mm-hmm.
In small business, we don't have the luxury of sitting around and waiting. because our technology can get outdated, or it's we have an opportunity, they might go someplace else.
Exactly. That's so well said. Because here's another example. U.S. economy grows around 3% a year, but what we found out is our clientele, the small business, technology business, they grow about 5% a year. So they grow faster, and because they grow faster, they need a quicker turnaround, they need a quicker service speed or efficiency. So we're there to help them, and thanks for giving us the opportunity of...
the pleasure is ours. It's an honor to have you here, and we're thrilled that you won the award. But, I look at, sometimes I look at the definition between small business and entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And they're the same people, except that entrepreneurs want to do it in 3 years. The small businesses is a career, it's a family business, they would go on.
Yeah.
They want the steady growth.
Yeah.
But you got fast growth companies out there.
Yes.
And what's interesting too, that we have found out, there's over $40 billion worth of contracts out there for small businesses on a global basis, but they're all low tech. Is that amazing? Infrastructure, engineering, architecture, bridges, sewer systems, housing, or building plants and barbed wire. I mean, all that is out there.
Yeah, that is an interesting number. Huh?
It is a phenomenal number.
Yeah.
And we saw it upstairs at the event where they're sitting there saying, just India needs how many thousands of miles?
That's true. 6,400 miles of railways or something. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
That's incredible. Yeah.
So there is that marketplace that nobody's paying attention to. But I want to let you all know that he's compensated because he didn't tell you what else he specializes in, and that is wine.
That's correct. Thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah, that's historic. Everybody knows that you do that, and that's been like a passion of your company in a way.
Yeah, certainly. It's a passion. It's a niche area for us to get to know more potential clients, and because. One thing about the wine business is there are a lot of family business in the wine business. There's also a lot of successful, say, venture capitalists or successful CEOs. They made a lot of wealth, and then what they do is they move to Napa Valley, find a vineyard, and then start their own vineyard. So we'd like to stay in contact with them, and then we're successful in doing so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a natural. It's almost like a cultural thing.
Yeah.
I'm successful in business. I want to slow down. I'll buy a little vineyard, and some of them are small. Some are huge.
That's correct, yeah.
So you're right in the midst of helping them as far as that goes. And something, when we looked at Michigan, for example, I think Michigan exports more wine to Mexico than any other place.
Is that right?
Yeah. So what do you think? Will you only do California wines, or do you do everybody's wine?
Well, I'm not, certainly I'm curious about the kind of wine Michigan export. Certainly in California, most of the wines are of the kind of a higher end premium winery type of thing. Yeah. So maybe that played a role. But in my home country, China, I can tell you people are more and more interested and enthusiastic about California wine. So California wine, American wine in general, has a very good reputation in China.
Well, see, we can solve that whole thing for you, Li, because our Michigan wines will just relabel and say, California wine made in Michigan. What do you think of that, huh?
I like that idea.
See, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, so you're not only a talk show host, but also a marketer.
Yeah, well, that's what we're really. This is our vehicle to help small business, because we're really there about helping them get profitable sales, affordable financing, and network throughout the globe.
That's very
okay, and that's what we're about. But also to accumulate all small businesses and point them to the big companies or countries that engage small business. So we get an equal platform here. And as you know, we're much bigger than any countries or a small business. There's 49 million of us in small business, and almost 100 million people in the United States work for small business.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is. It is very incredible.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, these wild cats, it's hard to herd a bunch of cats, right?
Yeah.
But now they're all sitting there saying, "I'm exhausted. I think we ought to join up together. Let's do something together." So that's what we're putting together and giving them the platform. But we're showing them these international opportunities that are just terrific.
Absolutely. See, 10 years ago, I think export portion of the U.S. total GDP is only 10%. Now it's 12.5%, which is still a small percentage given our country, right? I mean, Germany probably export 30-40% of their GDP.
That's
China's
right.
even more. So there's really a huge potential for the U.S. to do, and certainly small business will play a significant role in that mission.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're hearing from Li Song, and he is the Executive Director or Senior Director of Global Credit Products for SVB Financial Group out of Santa Clara. All you small businesses got to take a look at this. Go to the website, svb.com. This is important stuff. This is stuff that, they're depending on growing. They want to grow, and the way they're going to grow is through small business. So it's a mutual thing here.
It is.
And this is a fine institution that's been around for a long time, and I've had experiences with them, and they're first class. So take a look at the opportunity, and you'll be able to catch up with Li Song. And my gosh, they won the national award here. This is big, and congratulations on that.
Thank you, Howard.
My best, and we'd like to have you back on the show.
I'd love to be back.
Okay, well, we're going to call you. Mm-hmm. In fact, you go to Detroit, we'll go to Santa Clara, and we'll do it that way. What do you think of that?
Let's do it that way.
Okay.
Let's do it that way, yeah.
Thank you very much for being on our show, Lee.
All right, thank you, Howard.
It's a pleasure.
Likewise.